Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the Fake Football Pundits Show, the show where we don't pretend to know everything, like some of the pundits that you know. So, today we are going to look at match day 4 and try to do some pre-match analysis, predictions, and so on. Are you excited?
I am actually need to make sure I'm writing down my predictions so that the next time we speak, at least people can laugh at how wrong I was.
Yeah, and like you, I'm never wrong about these things. I'm always
who's
right
fake
about
now?
stuff like this.
So I'm the one that's fake. You're the real one.
No, I remain truly a fake football pundit. Anyway, it's an interesting game. At least the first game tomorrow, Argentina versus the Saudis. I say it's interesting, at least to a lot of people, just because they think, most people, 26%, as we saw on the One Football app predictions and on the Telegraph.co.uk, 26% of people who voted say that Argentina was going to win the World Cup. So we're going to have to see how they are going to play. Admittedly, they are not playing against the most formidable team at the World Cup, but it will give us a glimpse into
my team.
But anyway, what we are going to try and do for this game is I'm going to have Dumi here predict the potential lineup for Argentina. So what are you thinking?
That's a tough job, man. So I wouldn't. Well, let's see. Since I'm an Argentinian fan, I should know my team from top to bottom. I'll try. I'll say from the goalie, we're gonna have Martinez there. Nothing really gonna change. Right back, Molina. We're gonna have Otamendi, and we're gonna have Romero in the center.
So Otamendi on the right center back and Romero on the left center back.
Yes. Gonna have Acuna on the left back position, or Tagliafico. I'm not too sure. I think Acuna is gonna start because he's been good. We have Paredes at the base. We have
so which formation are you going with here? 4-3-3.
Yeah, Argentina plays the 4-3-3 if I'm not mistaken. So of the three at the base, you have Paredes, and the other two midfielders, we're probably going to have McAllister to replace Lo Celso, and Rodrigo De Paul.
So McAllister on the right, De Paul on the left, Paredes
on the left.
In the middle.
De Paul
on the
De Paul on the right, McAllister on the left. My bad. And then you do have Messi. He obviously on paper is on the wing, but he actually comes inside. So he's on the right, and then you do have Martinez, Lautaro up top, and actually, why am I making this? Because there's Di Maria in there.
Yeah.
Now that that would be them though, but Di Maria and Lautaro will be up top.
So
usually they
So I think,
but Di Maria usually goes on the right.
Yeah, you have to put Di Maria on the right and Messi on Di Maria on the left, Messi on the right, and then Martinez in the middle. I think, so here's what people on the One Football app thought, right?
Yeah.
As far as the formation is concerned, which is almost, as you said, you except for Tagliafico.
Okay.
It makes sense.
So, but the thing is, when you look at that Messi position, because we know there's no way Messi is going to be up there. He's going to come a bit central, and they're going to get that width from Tagliafico, who pushes all the way up, and then Di Maria is going to stay on that right. Molina is not going to really go high up, but Di Maria is going to keep that width. Then Martinez is there. That's kind of how they would have. So the other thing they would do is when they would play, they would have where De Paul is. They would have Lo Celso move up a little bit high up to kind of work with that width. But it's going to be interesting to see how they do that.
I think this is going to be a relatively easy game and an easy win for Argentina. But looking forward, where do you think the weakest link for this team is?
That's the tough thing. You can't really find it.
Yeah. Well, are you being a fan right now, or you're being a fake football pundit?
Well, from what I've heard, most people say, so because you know me being fake, I'm just regurgitating stuff I've heard somewhere. That's really one of those things, because when they mention Brazil, they're really stacked up top, but you know the back line is not too good. So with Argentina though, it's a different story, because you have just good quality all around. There's not a player you can pick apart in there and say, oh my god, what is he doing in there, or he's not. Maybe you could say Otamendi is the issue as far as going into tackles, a little rush, but for the way Argentina plays, it really actually works.
Could the Saudis mount a really strong defense and keep them at bay?
No, there's no way that's happening.
One thing I know about the World Cup is a surprise will always happen. So I'm always on the lookout for that.
I'll say this. A team that had that proclivity, or at least that is able to do that, to actually mount a defense. Iran is one of those teams. Even when they played Argentina in 2014, it had to take Messi'S 90th minute, goal to get past them. I was actually surprised when England just breezed through them, because they looked like that team. But anyway,
even in the last World Cup in Russia, also Portugal struggled until
right?
Ronaldo score in the last minute to beat them also.
Yeah, there you have it. But the Saudi, I highly doubt that. Ireland, last World Cup, they did that too. But you have a point. Who knows? We might be sitting here wondering how Argentina won 1-0 or were held to a draw. But I don't think they will win, obviously. Saudi is not winning.
Yeah. All right. The following games after that, we have Denmark and Tunisia. What are your predictions for that game?
I think Denmark wins that game. It could be a tighter game, just kind of like USA, Wales, where teams that are somehow, not necessarily carrying big names will fight it out, because they actually think there's a potential of nicking a point or, a win.
Score predictions.
I think it could be 2-1 or 2-0. I don't see Denmark scoring a lot, but I don't see Tunisia scoring at all.
Yeah, I don't see Tunisia winning this one. Denmark is quite a solid team. This one will be interesting. So, Mexico and Poland. The Mexicans always have a lot of passion, but you discounted them already earlier when we made the video predicting the outcomes. You were a Mexico hater. You say they are terrible. They don't have any structure.
I have a lot of Mexican brothers. I love y'all. I'm just trying to, do my job here. Whatever it's supposed to be.
Okay, but Mexico last World Cup, they surprised a lot of people. When they beat Germany, you remember that Lozano goal? It was an amazing game, and Ochoa did his thing. And it's not a terrible team if you really look at it. But I don't know.
I think. Ochoa, we know what to expect from him. Lozano, yes. Vega, yes. They could maybe win a 1-0 game. I can see that happening. If but Poland has the big nine up top, and Zielinski is a decent shout too. So these are one of those top World Cup games. You're not really gonna be able to really know.
Can you try to? It's going to be a decent game.
Can you try to predict? You see the make your prediction, and let's see what most people think. So you just click on Mexico or Poland or whichever you want, right there.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Just right. No. Yeah. Right there. Just click it.
Okay. Let's see. I pick Poland.
Okay. So you see, most people actually think it's that tight. I mean, 51 to 41 is really. Yeah, so it's a tough one to call, but I think Mexico might actually edge Poland out.
Okay.
Because Lewandowski has not scored the World Cup goal. I mean,
it's been rough for him. Like, I feel for Lewandowski because, remember that COVID Ballon d'Or snub, that has to hurt. Like, the year that he was definitely going to get it. They should have just given him. There was no reason to stop that whole ceremony because of COVID.
No,
And
Lewandowski is gonna win the Ballon d'Or next year when Barcelona comes back strong. So I'm really not worried about Lewandowski. He's really set.
keep dreaming, man. Keep dreaming. That's not going to happen. Uh, all right. So for the next game after that, we have France versus Australia. What are you thinking about this one?
Really, I don't know what to expect from France. France is known for spectacularly breaking down when it comes to World Cups. 2018 was a pleasant surprise. They still have very good names on the team list. I don't know why Benzema is still on there, but
Yeah.
but
somebody messed up.
yeah, someone should be getting fired. But yeah, so 9, that definitely is gonna be Giroud or yeah. Who else is there? It's only Giroud.
You think Giroud? And look, somebody put Coman here, and then I just don't think this lineup will happen. But I don't know. I think the back four will be like that, and I feel also Rabiot might start it here.
No, I told you, man. Rabiot is gonna start. Chouameni, Camavinga is not on there.
Yeah, but they only have space for 2 holding midfielders.
I would start Camavinga before Chouameni.
Before Chouameni, really? Chouameni starts more games and plays more minutes at Real Madrid than Camavinga.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You think Camavinga is better than Chouameni?
Maybe it's just the name that's stuck in my head. What do I know? I'm a fake football pundit. But
yeah, these fake football pundits out here.
I like Camavinga.
I don't think Coman is going to start. I think Mbappe is going to. Here's what I think. The front three is going to be the same that won the World Cup in 2018. Mbappe is going to play on the left like he does. Giroud is going to be where Benzema is. Griezmann is going to be behind Giroud, and on the right, Dembele is going to be there.
Yeah, I think Dembele is going to feature in front of Coman.
Yeah, I think Dembele is going to be on the right. Who else could they play though?
Well, you do have Coman. Kunku is injured, and what else? I don't think there's any other that could at least start. Someone who could come off the bench, yeah, maybe, but.
Yeah. The other thing is, I feel like maybe Mbappe is actually happy that Benzema is injured. Yeah. So because now he can really play the game that he's been complaining about it at PSG, that he wants to play with a striker that can hold up the ball,
and
which is Giroud.
Floats around.
Yeah.
So, well, it works for France. I wouldn't say don't go for it, France, if that's what you have. But yeah, I don't really know. I still want to actually see them pull it together. Not having N'Golo Kante and Pogba is a big blow for them. It's not going to be the same, and we are still to see them play. Too. And then, so we know they lost to Denmark again. Denmark being a very strong team right now. Actually, it just kind of makes you doubt them a little bit. I'm going to be convinced when I see them pull at least through the group stages and they look like they have something to work with for this World Cup. Otherwise, coming up short a lot.
Yeah, and here's another thing. They have solid defenders, right? Would you start Upamecano instead of Varane?
I probably would. The way that kid played the Champions League, he seems like is a decent shout. Varane started terribly because his team was also not doing too well. Manchester United was struggling, but he looked like he was coming back, to the Varane. Yeah, to the Varane.
Yeah, and Saliba on the other hand started really well for us now. He's a really solid defender. I would start him.
Sport for choice, them French. Really are sport for choice.
Yeah, I think Australia will lose this one. What's your prediction?
Yeah, definitely. I think it could be, one of those 3-1 or 2-1.
Do you think there will be maybe a thrashing like what happened with Iran?
Actually, I do see a little bit of that. It could be 4-2 or 4-1. something around there. I think they will score though. I don't trust France
Definitely.
to keep a clean sheet.
Definitely. Okay, one thing I want to ask you before we go: who do you think is going to take home the golden ball? Because usually what happens is the player that scores the most goals in the group stages will end up winning the golden ball. So far, Saka has scored 2. For Kemi was the Porto striker for Iran. He scored 2 also today. So those are the leading goal scorers so far.
And Valencia for Ecuador.
Yeah, and Valencia also scored 2. So now Mbappe has to score at least 2 in this game.
I can see someone from France has a good potential. Their group is not too strong, at least from the looks of it. But England,
do you think Kane is out of the golden boot race?
I think he could be already. Because if you've not scored against Iran, you still have a USA to play. You still have a Wales to play. Those are not going to be easy ones.
And last World Cup, he won the golden ball because he scored a hat-trick in the first game.
Yeah,
which is what helped him.
I would put my money on that kid Saka.
Oh, did he score a hat-trick? I'm remembering wrong. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm a fake football.
Oh, you mean Harry Kane? Yeah. Yeah, we don't get paid for this. But yeah, you know what? I think Saka is a decent shout too because he's always in the right, in the right places, clinical. And
he has an eye for a goal.
Yeah, and his form from Arsenal also, already talks for itself. 5 goals, 5 assists. So yeah, he's looking good. Looking good.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is. We have to stop here because we might lose this viewers' concentration here, and also.
Well, I was just gonna talk about Messi just before we end, but.
Of course, you and Messi, get a room already.
I have tried, but what I'm trying to say is, this Saudi game, we could also see a golden boot come from Argentina because of this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because look at the last game they played, the UAE. They were scoring for fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm pumped. All right, folks. This is our video. Like, subscribe, write us a comment.
The petition to ESPN, please.
Yes. Our goal, like we told you, is to replace Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher at Sky in our quest to graduate to become real.
Okay, wait. You're talking about Sky. I'm taling about ESPN.
No. We can do both.
Oh, okay. Well, who would we replace on ESPN? Because ESPN has Craig Burley,
ESPN. Yeah, ESPN is some old geezers. They know very little about football, but they have banter. That's the only thing going on for them.
You know what? I actually like ESPN because I don't think they take the game too seriously.
Serious, yeah. They act like they're in a particle physics laboratory and dissecting.
They act like they own the teams. They have ownership in the teams and stuff.
They also feel like they have to have an opinion about everything. This is why we're doing this. We are starting off as fake football pundits, but you have our fate in your hands. You can graduate us into being real.
Let me tell you, I would love to kick it with the boys at ESPN, Stevie, Nico. They have fun. I like them.
Yeah. The other time I was listening to them, they were talking about Bruce Grobela. You remember Bruce Grobela?
That's our boy, Zimbabwean.
Yeah, they played with him, at Liverpool. Steve Nico, Bruce Grobela. He told a story about how Grobela would go snake hunting and showing them some Zimbabwean stuff, and it was just funny.
Yeah, he looked like a wild one. Oh, he would go and actually.
Wild dude.
Yeah, no, that for any Liverpool fans, I'm sure they should know Bruce Grobler. He's Zimbabwean.
He's actually the first African to play in the Premier League. Yeah, Bruce Grobler.
Why do they call Peter and Glover that? Again, that's another.
No. For Peter and Glover, they say the first black. No, the first black African to play in the Premier League, and also to score and so on. And both of them were from Zimbabwe. Man, our country had potential.
What happened? We've never been to a World Cup. We had all these legends.
No, 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 no. I think we still have the potential, and we are going to represent our country on Sky and ESPN soon. It's up to you, folks.
Who's gonna take us to the World Cup in Zimbabwe? I don't think we have the names for that.
I think we can talk our team into going to the World Cup.
Negotiate? Okay.
Yeah, we negotiate.
I mean,
In our contract, we have it in our contract with the FA or something like that. And we'll figure it out when we get there. We don't have to work out
Big
all the
plans,
kinks right now.
big plans out here. Okay, cool. All right.
See you around, folks.
Thanks for joining us today.